What is up, guys? Team Yugafields here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a dueling book replay that I just finished up with. I was playing Sky Striker, which I posted deck profile of just the other day. I think I changed my list up partially just because I want to flip-flop some ratios around per the meta that I thought were decent changes. But at this point, I was 253 rating, and my opponent's 164. I just wanted to showcase this so you guys can see how Striker works. My opponent was playing Pendulum Magician with Endymions, so it was pretty interesting. He definitely could have comboed off, but we'll get to the replay so you guys can see here. So he wins the rock paper scissors, and he makes me go second. And I open up with Afterburners, Ray, Lightning Storm, Area Zero, and Nibiru. This is a pretty good hand, to be perfectly honest. So he normal summons the spellbook. He's going to search. He'll activate, and he's going to grab the knowledge. And then he's going to knowledge it away, draw 2 cards. He'll do an allure, grab some cards here. There's the Iris, there's the Wisdom. Summons the Oath, or activates the Oath, I should say. Summons the Wisdom Eye. Now he uses the Harmonizing, and then on Res, we're going to drop the Nibiru. That's probably the best time to drop the Nibiru. I didn't want him to summon anything at all. Then after this token is summoned, we did the math. We just wanted to add it up. So I had 5,000 defense and 4,100 attack. And then he special summons Jester Confit, and he uses Oath to add Harmonizing. Then he just sets a card and passes. So we activate Area Zero. We managed to whiff that multi-roll off the top. It's probably the best hit we could have gotten, to be perfectly honest. We activate the multi-roll, and we pop the Area Zero. Then we summon the Rose, because we already have 2 Ray in hand. We normal summon the Ray. We kill the Confit, and we use the Ray effect. And we're going to summon the Hayate. Then we're going to hit for 15. And then the Hayate effect will grab us the Widow Anchor. Or we'll send the Widow Anchor. Then we're going to use Zeke to banish the token. Token just won't return after that. Kagari will grab the Widow Anchor. This is basically, like, I just basically outed his whole board with the Nibiru and then the rest of the plays with the Zeke. Now we make the Shizuku. We set the Lightning Storm because it's kind of useless right now, so we kind of use it as a bait. And we set the Widow Anchor. Then I add another Widow Anchor off of Shizuku. I activate it, and then I'm going to set it off of the multi-roll. I had to explain to him. He didn't understand how the Widow Anchor was set, so I had to explain to him that it was the multi-roll that set it. So he uses Oath now to add Purple Poison. He's going to Pendulum Summon 3, 4 actually. And then he's going to use the Harmonizing, which is pretty good. So he's just going to try and summon as much out as possible here. Now he makes the Tornado Dragon. And then he goes for a Link. Then he goes for another Link. He makes a Selene. Selene's going to put the tokens, or the counters on it. So he gets the 6 counters on there. Then he uses the effect. Then we drop the Widow Anchor. He's going to chain the Tornado Dragon. And then I'm going to Widow Anchor the Tornado Dragon as well. I didn't want him to get that to resolve. I take 150, then I get to summon Ray. And then during end phase, I use Ray to summon Shizuku. Shizuku is going to search. We grab the Shark Cannon. Then we get to set off of the multi-roll. So you have to add the Area Zero to reset it. So now it's my turn. Now in retrospect, I probably could have just done like a Hulk Vibrex combo here. Looking at it, that probably would have been the intelligent thing to do, but I didn't for whatever reason. I just decided to draw it out. It was kind of a stupid move on my part. But it really didn't matter because like he ends up scooping anyways. So we multi-roll, we send the... Yeah, so now we go battle, and I could have just normaled the Veiler. I could have like popped all of his important cards, and then he would have he would have just been OTK'd because, well, technically, quote-unquote OTK'd, because he's at 5,000 life points, so the access code would have been at 53. In retrospect, that would have been the smart thing to do. That was a complete misplay on my part, but I outed his whole board still, and then the oaf is gone, so now he has to like search for a scale, which is going to be difficult for him. We make the Shizuku, and we grab the Widow Anchor. And then I activate the Widow Anchor, and I set it, and then I set a Shark Cannon, and I pass. He just scooped there. Like I said, I should have made the access code talker. That would have been smarter. That was just stupid on my part, because I could have just normal summoned the Veiler. But game 2, he made me go first. I thought for sure that he was going to go first. This honestly threw me off, so I did not have anything ideal or optimal here. So I just used the Area 0 on set rotation. I managed to hit a Ray, which is exactly what I needed. That was basically the only card that could have saved me here. So I normal the Ray, I make the Shizuku, I set the Imperm in a Pendulum zone. That's really important. You always want to make sure you're doing that. And then end phase I add a Hornet Drones because we're probably going to need it if we make it through this turn. So he starts popping off. The Ash is really helpful too to have in hand. So he grabs a double Iris. Then he goes Chronograph. He uses the Chrono to summon a Time Gazer. And he's going to activate the Iris. At this point, the Servant is at 3. He Pendulum summons. And he's going to use a Harmonizing. I'm not going to Ash it because I'd rather Ash his Servant, because I really don't want Endymion cards coming out on the field or other cards with counters on them. So he makes Tornado Dragon. Then he's going to make the Prophecy Link, and I'm going to Imperm that because I don't want him to draw, and it negates the double Iris from going off. Now he makes a Selene. So he gets all the counters on there. He's going to summon back. He actually couldn't... I don't think he can do this because I think I summon it in defense. Yeah, it has to be defense position. So he actually couldn't have done this here. This is a complete misplay on his part. He wasn't able to do this. He would have had to use the Tornado Dragon first, and then summon either one of those. He had like the opportunity to do so. I'm not saying that, you know, like there are ways where he could have resolved Selene properly. So that I'm not like worried about that. That doesn't make a difference. He makes Dagda, and he realizes that he doesn't have like a target in deck to even set off of it in the first place. So he realizes like that by itself. I'm like, okay. I'm like, how do you not have targets in deck for Dagda? That doesn't make any sense. So he has Time Pendulum Graph though off of the double Iris. Then he makes the access code. The access code is going to pop the Shiz. The Ray will trigger. Then on Res, I'm going to use the Ray. And we're going to summon the Kaina. The Kaina is going to make it so the access code can attack. Then he's going to banish to pop the Kaina. He had to fix that because he banished a same attribute and he realized he had to fix that. So he uses Tornado Dragon, and he decides to pop my Area 0. Not too sure why, but he decided to do that. Summon the Rose, and then we're going to make the Hayate. Special summon the Pank. We'll go battle, hit him for 15 direct. Use the effect, sending the multi-roll. Then the Pank swings at the Tornado, and then we use the Pank afterwards to pop the access. Then we're going to summon the Kagari, grab back the multi-roll. Activate the multi-roll, and he just scoops at that point because he realizes that he has nothing that he can do, which is probably realistic. Like even if he gets a scale, he's only going to be able to Pendulum summon one monster at most. If he draws a scale, that's even viable. So overall, one misplay that I made was not going into the access code talker play, but I figured that once I outgrinded his resources, he wasn't going to be able to play anyways. There was no way he was playing through what I had. I just completely outpaced him. Game 1, that Nibiru hurt him, and then game 2, I think the Kaina on the access code, in addition to the Ash on the Servant and the Imperm, which basically cut off 2 of his lines of play, also helped out a lot. So this is a really, really fun deck. Like I said, Striker is pretty powerful. I mean, I think Pendulum Magicians are a decent deck. But like overall, I mean, considering I just completely 2-0 swept it, you know, it definitely shows that Striker, even with their little small attack points, can do so many different things that still work. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below. And for right now, this is Team Yugi Fails signing out.